I know what you're thinking. Hey, Paul, it's your fifth video and you really haven't done any managing yet. Well, that's about to change today. Somebody cue the intro. Oh, wait, I'm the only guy here. Hello, Football Manager World. You're watching the newest Football Manager channel on YouTube, FM American Style. Hey, welcome back to FM26 in Saint-Étienne in France. Let me first say I'm starting to understand the frustration a lot of people have with the user interface. It's not that it's bad per se, it's just a lot of extra clicking. So it's a bit frustrating, I get it. I hope it's something that SI will address with future updates. It's not game breaking for me, it just means I have more to learn. Anyway, let's move on. Today we're going to look at our staff for all three of our teams, the first team, the second team, and the under 19 team. We're going to look at their schedules, and then we're going to look at our rosters, and we're going to move some players around. We're going to sack some staff members, and we're going to put ads out for new ones. So we're going to start with the youth teams. Up here at the right, I've added a bookmark for the youth setup. You can also search for it like I've been doing, but it's just easier to click once. So I'll click there. And to find the schedule for that, for each team, you click on Fixture Schedule at the bottom. And here you go. I've got now the schedule for my second team. And this is a problem for me. These guys are only playing a few friendlies. There's no league schedule. That means anyone on the second team is going to sit there and do nothing. So I've got to get everybody off that team. If they're young enough to play for the under 19 team, they will go back down there. If they're older, they'll either play with the first team or they're going to get loaned out because I can't have them just sitting there. My understanding of the way youth development works in FM, assuming it hasn't changed in 26, is that if they're under 18 years of age, they can sit on their youth team. They don't have to play any matches as long as they have coaching. They develop. I don't know if it even matters if it's good coaching, but they'll develop regardless. If they're over 18, they must play first team games, whether it's at your squad or if they're loaned out to someone else. So once they hit 18, they've got to play or they just don't develop. So that's what I endeavor to do, is to get all my players loaned out that are over 18 if they're not good enough for my team, which they usually are not. And if they're under 18, they can sit on their youth squad. So there's the second team squad schedule. Now to see the under 19 schedule, I simply go down to Fixture Schedule and click again. And there's the under 19 schedule. And you can see that they have a full schedule of league games, quote unquote. I did check this league already, and they don't allow anyone born before 2007 to play in that league. So anyone born in 2006 or before is going to have to either play for my first team or they're going to have to get loaned out because they won't be able to play on the under 19s. So now let's go back and look at these coaching staffs for those teams. And I'm just going back up to the portal overview every time for the sake of showing you how to get there from that screen every time. So we go back to youth setup. And this time, see in the middle where it says youth environment, you have atmosphere, coaching, and facilities. So we're going to click on coaching. I don't know if it even matters where you click in that screen, but there you go. Then you pick which one you want, the under 19 teams or the second team. So I'm going to pick the second team for, actually, I'm sorry. I'm going to pick the under 19 team and I'm going to pick club staff. And there you go. Now I've got to click on coaching team. So this is a real frustration with this new user interface. Everything you do, you end up back on the overview screen. So you have to click on the staff team that you're interested in every single time, which is frustrating. So like if I go into the under 19 head coach, which is great, I'm not even looking at him yet, and I hit back, guess what? I'm back on this overview screen. I've got to click on coaching team again Just take me back to coaching team, okay? Jeez. But anyway, so here we are. We have a head coach and an assistant coach and nobody else. This team is allowed to hire 5 coaches, and they only have one. That includes the assistant coach. And they're allowed to hire 2 performance analysts. So without even looking at these coaches, because again, I don't know if it even matters, I'm going to put ads out for I want an under 19s coach, an under 19s goalkeeping coach, and an under 19s fitness coach. I'll probably hire 2 coaches, and 1 fitness coach and 1 goalkeeping coach is what I'm thinking. And then we want to place an ad for a performance analyst. Again, we can hire 2 of those. Now let's take a look at the head coach and the assistant coach to see if we want to keep them. You know, one thing that kind of annoys me about this new system that Sports Interactive has come out with is, why do you have the coaching staff and all the staff members with arbitrary opinions of their abilities, but the players are still numeric? You don't say Kylian Mbappe is 20 at scoring goals. You say he's great at scoring goals. I actually like this system of having arbitrary opinions. It's really kind of the same thing, but it just seems more organic to me. But why not have it for the whole game, not just the staff? It should be the players too. But okay, that's where we're at. So I'm only coming into this coach one time just to review him. He's competent at attacking. He's the head coach for the under 19 teams. He's very good with working with youngsters, which I believe is the only thing I really care about. I don't care about what formation he plays. I don't care about any of the other stuff. I guess authority, which used to be discipline, I think determination and motivation is good. And he's all good at those things. So I like him. He's fine as the under 19s head coach. We're going to keep him. Let's look at the assistant coach. From now on, rather than clicking into the coach, I'm just going to mouse over their little portrait thing here because it shows me the same screen. And again, he's very good with youth, and determination, authority, and motivating are good. Well, at least average, competent, and good, so that's good enough. He's only the assistant coach. The only thing the screen doesn't show me is what formations he plays, but that doesn't really matter. So we're going to keep him too. We're going to hire a whole bunch of new coaches to go with those guys, so that'll help them a bit. As is typical of a under 19s team, there is no recruitment staff, and the medical staff is empty, and currently we can hire a doctor, which I don't think we can place an ad for, and a sports scientist, and a physio. We can actually hire 4 physios for the under 19 team. So let's do that. Let's put ads out for those. Place advert, medical, under 19s physio. Yes, I thought I had already checked this box. I don't want to be reminded every time I put an ad up. So there we go. We won't be reminded anymore. We're going to put another ad up, this one for sports scientist. So there you go. That's the under 19 coaching staff. Now, in order to get to the second team coaching staff, I'm going to go back to portal. I'm going to click on youth setup. I'm going to click on youth coaching. This is what I mean about having to do too many clicks. I shouldn't have to do this many clicks to get to the screen that I want. And now I go to club staff. And now I go to coaching team. And finally, after 5 or 6 mouse clicks, I'm here at the coaching team for the second team. So let's take a look at those guys. The second team head coach, you know what? Actually, never mind. Since I'm not going to have anybody on the second team and they don't have a schedule, you know what? These guys are all going bye-bye because I don't need them. Do I want to promote any of them? to the first team? That's the only question. And I can tell you right now, the answer is probably no, because the only guy I see maybe that I can use would be a goalkeeping coach. It's interesting to me that goalkeeping is now just one heading instead of three headings like in previous versions of FM, but okay, whatever. And he's just competent at it. So nah, I don't feel like keeping him either. We already have too many fitness coaches on the first team. We're going to trim those here in a minute. We don't have a assistant coach on the second team. Let's look at this coach guy to see if he's any good. No, not really. Not good enough. Now, maybe this is as good as I'll get through the ads. I don't know. I haven't seen the ad responses yet, so I don't know what I'll get. But for now, I'm going to say no on him. And the second team head coach probably would not accept a promotion to the first team as anything but at least an assistant coach, I'm guessing. And I'm not really interested in that. And he's just competent at everything anyway. So you know what? All these guys, I don't want any of them. So going to go to contract for each one of them. Mutual termination. Yes, I get the warning. I'm going to check the box so it doesn't warn me every time. I'm going to hit yes. And there you go. I'm going to terminate all these contracts. I think I have to, like previous versions, I'm going to have to go and acknowledge the terminations. That's fine. The other thing I noticed is you have to be very precise with your mouse placement or else you cannot click on stuff. So that's kind of frustrating, but whatever. So let's go back up here and acknowledge all those emails because I'm sure we have a bunch of them. Yep, so yes. Do we even have to acknowledge them? It doesn't appear. Yeah, we do. Okay, so confirm. So all these guys got confirmed in one swipe apparently. Okay, that's fine. As long as they're gone, I don't care. So now let's go back to youth coaching, second team, and I assume that team is now going to be empty. Youth coaching, Saint-Étienne 2, club staff, coaching staff. Well, that's weird. I still have all these guys. They should all be gone. Let's see. Let's try it this way. Check the boxes. If I check the boxes, right click. Now I still only get one guy. What that doesn't make sense. Why did I check the boxes then? Actions. Does that do what I want? No, that's just for placing ads. So okay, let's try this again. Oh, and unchecked half of the boxes. That's weird. Yeah, obviously the user interface needs work, and I know they're working on it. So let's try this again. Oh no, now they're not. Now they don't work for me anymore. That's funny. Let's see, if I go to recruitment team, which should be empty, and it is, and back to coaching team, they're still there. I assume maybe when I hit continue and advance part of the day even, they'll disappear. Let's assume that and continue on to the medical team. We have one physio here. Is he good enough to bring up to the senior team? He's pretty good. He's good. He's good enough. To me, anyone who's good or better is good enough. So let me look at my senior team staff. Do I need physios? And if so, are the guys that I have worth keeping? I clicked on staff, didn't I? Yes, there we go. Doesn't matter. Click on medical team. I still end up back on this overview. That's very annoying. I have a head physio. I already have 4 physios and I can have 5. I have not placed an ad yet. I did look through these guys earlier and I think there's a couple I need to get rid of. So there's my head physio. He's elite. My next guy here is very good, so we'll keep him. The next one Come on, mouse. This is very good. Keeping him. Keeping this guy because he's good. And this is the last one that I have, and he's good as well. So let's keep those guys, and let's go back to the second team, medical team, and see if we can entice that physio to move up to the senior team. So we're going to go to coaching. We're going to select Saint-Étienne 2. We're going to hit staff. Yeah, I'm sure it's still going to show us the coaches that I've hired already. Okay, yeah, they're still there. Go to medical team. Okay, this physio, can I get him up to the first team? So let's go right click, contract. Obviously, to do that, I've got to offer him a new contract. He's currently making $68,000 a year. I probably wouldn't even need to give him a raise, but let's find out. So now I want him first team physio. I do remember from older versions of FM that you have to lock in the job, otherwise they may change it on you. I got tricked by a lot of guys doing that. So right now he wants a raise, $83,500, but I changed his job to a first team physio. Let's ask him what he thinks about that, if I can find where to do that. Suggest terms. Now he wants 92,000 to go up there. I'm going to try and lowball him a little bit and go down back to the 83 he asked for. Well, we'll go to 84. We'll give it a little bit of a bump, and I bet he'll want more. No, looks like that time he took it, right? Is that what I'm seeing? Yeah, finalized deal. Okay, so he's going to move up, so we won't need a first team physio. It's going to be full after he moves up. Okay, so that's our second team and under 19 team staffs. Now we got to look at the staff for AS Saint-Étienne's first team. And to do that, I have a bookmark already for staff. And I'm going to go to coaching team. I know I'm going to end up on the overview anyway. Coaching team. I already know I'm going to sack almost all these guys, and I'll tell you why. So first of all, let me talk about youth setups. So there's a misnomer about Football Manager that youth facilities and youth coaching refers to like your under 19 coaching. No, that's not correct. That's talking about your academy coaching. So we're going to look at, actually, we're just going to click on youth setup because it shows it right there. So if you go to youth facilities, it shows you, now they call it academy coaching. Thank you. Thank you very much. That helps a lot because it is not youth coaching. It is academy coaching. So thank you. That's good. That is separate from your coaching staff for your under 19 team, your under 21 team, all that kind of thing. So that's separate. So that's the first thing to point out. So now we're going to go back to our regular staff, our first team staff. We're going to click through all the way to coaching staff. And we're going to start going through these guys. So I looked at all of them already. Let's talk about the head of youth development. I'm a believer of wanting my coaching staff, my first team staff, including the head of youth development, who's the only one who has any influence on your academy students besides the academy coaching. I want those guys to all coach the same formation. The problem is currently I don't know what formation I'm going to be running. I have an idea, probably a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-3-3 or maybe a 4-2-4. Since we can have two different tactics now, it may be both. It may be 4-2-4 when we're in possession and a 4-3-2-1 when we're out of possession or something like that. I don't know. But I'll need my head of youth development especially to prefer formations that I like, because if he likes a 4-4-2 and I don't play a 4-4-2, I'm going to get a lot of wingers. Okay, wingers can usually be trained as attacking wingers. That's fine, but I'd rather just have them come into the team as what I need already. So I like him. He's got good formations there. He's very good at working with youngsters, and judging player potential is good. Okay, he's not great. When we get back up to League One, I'm probably going to want to replace him, but for now, we're going to leave him. So, okay, now I've got to go back and I've got to hit staff again and back to coaching team. And here we are again. So the assistant coaches are interesting because, and I'm going to click on them again, even though we're going to have to do extra clicks just to show you them. So one of them, this guy, I don't like his formations. I have never played 5 at the back. It's not a formation I've found very useful for the way I like to play. So he's probably not very good for me. But he is good at attacking, so that's good. And he is competent at judging player ability. That's not going to do it for me. See, I use my assistant coach not only to do coaching, but also to kind of guide me on what players are better than other players at certain positions. I don't rely on him solely. I rely on my own judgment mostly, but it's nice, especially like in the squad planner, to have his opinion on who's better than who. So this guy is probably going to be gone. Let's go back to staff, coaching team. And coaching team. Now my second assistant coach, Hassan El Fakiri, he plays better formation for me, 4-3-3. A good chance that I'm going to be playing that. He's good with kids. He's not great. He's a defensive coach more than an offensive coach, but he's not bad at offense. And he's good at tactics, so that's good. And he's good at judging player potential and ability, so that's really good for me. That's the kind of assistant coach I like. So he's going to be staying. The other guy's going to be going. So let's get rid of the other guy. Go back in. Yes. After this, I'm not going to keep clicking through. I'm going to use the little portrait things like I did on the under 19 team. So this first guy, Laurent Huard, you're gone. So contract, mutual termination. So the rest of them, oh, I'm sorry, that was my head of youth development. I think I can cancel that. So let me try that. Go up here. Not the end of the world if I can't. Can I cancel it? Yes, I can. So we're not sacking him. I just hit the wrong guy there. Sorry, Laurent. Didn't mean to do that. Gonna go back to the staff. Geez, there's a lot of clicking in this game. I know, a lot of clicking. That's what people don't like. I don't like it either. It's too much clicking. Gonna go back to coaching team. The guy I meant to sack was this guy, Andrea Loberta. So Andrea, thank you for your service. You're gone. The next guy on the list here is a fitness coach. Now we have 3 fitness coaches. We don't need 3 fitness coaches. I looked at these guys this morning. This guy, Gaudino, is the best of the 3. Paulo Gaudino. He is very good at fitness. That's fine. The second guy, Petty John, is good at fitness. And the third guy, Daly, is just okay at fitness, if I remember correctly. Yeah, he's just competent, so he's gone. Not good enough for me. I may sack the second guy, Gaudino. Depends on whether or not I have room for 2 fitness coaches. I like having 2 fitness coaches, but I may not have the room in the coaching staff for that, so we'll see. So right now that's 3. Actually, that's the third guy. Oh, actually there's, what? sorry, I'm getting confused here. Let me make sure of who I'm sacking and who I'm not. So Roberto is the other assistant coach. All right, now we're looking at the goalkeeping coach. Are we going to keep him? I like to have two of those guys too. He is average at goalkeeping coaching. Not good enough for me. Maybe I won't be able to find better. I don't know. But we're going to mutually terminate him for now. And then the performance analyst that we have, we are only allowed one, I believe, maybe two. We're allowed three, and we already have an ad out for that. The performance analyst that we have is competent at analyzing data and good at judging player ability. You know what? I found it very hard to find analysts who are good at analyzing data, so I'm just going to leave him for now. If we find better guys, since we're going to be looking to hire two more anyway, then we'll go ahead and hire them. I'm not even going to look right now at the recruitment team or the medical team because we need to start developing a tactic for next week's friendly. So that's where we're going to stop on the staff for today. I do need to finish by by confirming these. We already have an ad out, so I don't need an ad. And now this last guy, we're going to confirm his sacking. Thank you very much. Okay, so now we're gone. Now if we go to staff, so interesting, usually when it pops up with that second thing, that means the guy is gone and he's not listed anymore as a staff member. Let's find out. Is he gone? No, I don't believe he is. No, he's not. So he will be. They'll disappear once we hit continue once. Okay, so now let's look at the team. Let's look at the players. That's what we're all here for, right? So we're going to start with the under 19 squad because remember, we need to take anyone on the second team and either they need to go on the under 19s or they need to go on the first team or they need to get loaned out. So we're going to start with the under 19s, see if they have any weaknesses as far as a need at a specific position. I am using the Lelujo squad view. Thank you very much, Lelujo. However, I'm going to change. I don't like best role. I don't need best role. I already know he's a goalkeeper. I don't need to know what his best role is. So I'm going to replace that column. And what I want is his date of birth, because that's going to be especially important for that second team going through to see who can go where. So we replace the date of birth. I'm going to auto size all the columns, but then I'm probably going to make the date of birth column wider so I can read it. Yep. Come on, there we go. So, okay. So now I'd sort by position. We have 4 goalkeepers on this team. Are they any good? One of them's good. 2 of them are okay. And a 4th one is not so great. I'm not even looking at them yet. Now, let me talk about stars because that's a big issue as well. I'm really surprised, to be honest, that stars are still in the game. They are the most misunderstood aspect of Football Manager. Most people think that if I sign a 5-star player, he's the best in the world or whatever. No, that's not how it works. That's talking about how he is compared to other players on your team for the most part. It also compares him against other players in your league. But for the most part, it's talking about how good he is versus other players on your squad at that position. There's also some ambiguity there based on the quality of the scout and the quality of the scouting report. For right now, I'm going to remove a column here. I don't need to know. In France here, we don't have a minimum trained homegrown status thing, so we don't need this. So for the sake of trying to make this screen a little bit more readable if I can get it to cooperate. Gonna go down again. What am I doing? There we go. And I'm gonna just remove that column because I don't need it. Is there anything else? I don't need the form column because I look at that pretty often anyway, so I'm going to remove that column as well. And I think that's okay for now. I am going to auto size all the columns again, and then I'm going to re-expand the date of birth column. And I need the name column to be wider so I can see their names, obviously. But the position column can be narrower. I know this stuff is really boring. Sorry. I might cut it out when I make the final cuts to the video, but there we go. So goalkeepers, one pretty good one, two good ones, and one that's kind of okay. Then we have a whole bunch of center backs. Okay, great. We don't have any real wing backs or full backs. We have one guy who can play on the left, two guys who can play on the left. I'm going to expand this column a little bit because it's cutting off the ends here. We don't have any right backs down here, it doesn't look like, so that could be something we could use. We have a bunch of midfielders. We only have two strikers. So now let's go to second team, and I'm glad to see that all the column changes that I made carried over. So now, easy thing is let's sort by date of birth, because you know anybody born 2007 or later can go back down to the under 18 team. Correction, the under 19 team. And I'm just going to do that. I'm not even going to look at these guys yet. I don't think any of them are good enough to play on the first team. They're not. But they're all young enough that they can go back down there. Now, the 18-year-olds, I should probably look at loaning out. But for the moment, I'm going to send them back down to the under 19s. And then I might look at loaning them out once we get going here. Actually, the checking boxes doesn't work very well. That's obviously a problem they need to fix in the UI as well. But it's the old way of doing it work, where I click on one guy and then I go up to the other and I hold shift and click all of them. Yes, it does. So I'm going to hit that. And I guess it's all 8 guys or whatever it is. Move them to the under 19s, and there they go. Okay. So all these guys, I missed one, it looks like. So he's going down as well. Okay, all these guys are too old for that team, so they're either going to have to be loaned out or they're going to have to go on the first team. Since we're looking at friendlies and we're going to be training a new tactic, obviously, looking at these guys on the right without even looking at their attributes. And like I said, I hate stars. I understand what they mean, but when I evaluate players, I try very hard not to look at the stars because the stars are meaningless. So I look at the player attributes themselves. I don't look at the stars. But for the moment, I'm going to move them all up to the first team because that's the only team they can really play on. This guy might be a fake player, I'm not sure. But we're going to start with this guy at the bottom. We're going to go up here to these guys. Yeah, he's a fake player apparently. We're going to move them all up to the first team just because they don't need to be down here. Now this guy, okay, that's why he's stuck there, because he's not a real player. He's a fake player. I moved him again, but I bet you he shows back up. So now here's our first team. And here you go. Now we got all the guys who were over 18 on the first team. We're going to sort by position now. We've got a whole bunch of goalkeepers, so we're going to have to loan some guys out. We've got center backs, we've got left backs and right backs. We've got everything we need, really. We've got a bunch of midfielders. I know we have 2 of the best midfielders in the league. We have some good attacking mids. There's a really good AML. We have good attacking mids on the right. So I'm thinking either a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-2-4. Yeah, I think a 4-2-3-1 is probably going to be our tactic. But before we continue, let me just say thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like the video, comment down below. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. We're a brand new channel. We need every subscriber we can get. And hit that notification bell so you never miss a video. Thanks. Appreciate it. So I want to end the video by just discussing how I evaluate talent, because like I just said a minute ago, I try very hard not to look at these crazy stars because they don't mean a whole lot to me. But for the sake of explaining it, I'm going to go to ability, sort by ability. So this is the best guy on the team, supposedly, and that is Lucas Stassen. So I'm going to bring him up. Come on, mouse. There we go. We got him. So I'm going to explain to you how I evaluate players. A few years ago, somebody on YouTube made a video that made a whole lot of sense to me. And they talked about how to evaluate a player properly. And the way they explained it is that first, you need the mental attributes to understand and read the play and know what you're supposed to do. Then you need the physical attributes to be able to get in the position you need to be in to do whatever it is you need to do, whether it's to make a tackle or beat your guy as a striker so you can try and score a goal, whatever it is. So physical attributes second. And then once you read the play and you get in position, then you need the technical skill to be able to finish whatever it is that you're trying to do. So that's how I evaluate talent. I look at mentals first, physical second, and then technical skills third. I will say I am guilty, like most people, of kind of ignoring some attributes such as natural fitness. Okay, most guys, it doesn't really matter their natural fitness. They're going to get hurt. I tend to, I have for years sort of ignored aggression, but I've paid a lot more attention to it lately because if I want to play such as a pressing tactic, I need somebody who's brave and aggressive, especially up front, to be able to press the opponent to try and get the ball back. So I pay more attention to aggression in FM24 than I ever did before. But some of these I don't pay a whole lot of attention to, but I try. I try to evaluate everybody on a even basis. And so that's how I do it. So tomorrow we're going to start actually looking at the squad, seeing what positions we need to loan out, seeing what positions we can try and sell, because there are a number of players that other teams want. So that's good. We can make some money if we can sell one or two of these guys, even if they're young guys. I might decide that they're worth selling. And we'll go from there, and we'll keep looking for shortcuts and tips and tricks on how to get around in this crazy UI, because it is crazy. They made a lot of changes. I like the look of it. Generally, I don't mind it, but yeah, there's just too much clicking, and hopefully they're going to resolve that in future episodes. And yeah, hopefully they're going to resolve that in future updates. So thanks for watching. I'm probably not making another video until Monday, so have a great weekend, and we will see you next week. Take care.